With the YNW Melly trial beginning in the year 2023, the prosecutors are trying everything to have Melly sentenced to life in prison. The YNW Melly case started 4 years ago now, for the passing of YNW Sakchaser and YNW Juvy. YNW Melly was arrested alongside his other best friend YNW Bortlen as the main two suspects in this case. YNW Bortlen, however, was released on bond after severe evidence was found against YNW Melly. At least, that's what people claim happened. There's theories released of YNW Bortlen allegedly snitching on YNW Melly to be released. However, on the night of their arrest, YNW Bortlen was interviewed by police that arrived to the scene of the crime. That interview has now been released, and I'm gonna be sharing it with you today.
And I'm driving, ducking for my life, trying to make sure I don't get hit. And you telling me, you telling me about some shit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. I'm driving. I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna be worried about? You know what I'm saying?
I know it's not for you to worry about.
Shit crazy, bro.
But if you tell me it happened there's gotta be some evidence there. There's gonna be broken glass, just like there's broken glass over here from when you guys open the doors and stuff like that. Okay, there's gonna be broken glass over there when the windows got out. There's gonna be casings from the people at your car. Okay, there's gonna be evidence over there. Okay, right now there's nothing. I kind of think I know what happened because I got information.
If you're a fan of YNW Melly, leave a like on the video. I'm curious how many fans are watching today. Now, YNW Bortlen is explaining on how Sakchaser and Juvy's passing went down, with his point of view being the driver of the vehicle on that night. But notice how the arresting officers say, "I believe I know what happened," at the end of the video clip. Now, this ties into what the court details say about this case. As in further detail, it outlines that at 3:30 a.m., YNW Melly was leaving a recording studio with YNW Bortlen, Sakchaser, and Juvy. The four rappers hop inside of the Jeep. YNW Bortlen, being the driver of the vehicle on this day, had Melly sitting directly behind him, leaving Sakchaser and Juvy both on the opposite side of the car. While driving home, YNW Bortlen alleges that a team of rival street members cut their vehicle off and started using firearms against their vehicle, causing their car to go into a side street parking lot. As according to GPS evidence, their vehicle did enter this parking lot and it did sit in park for roughly 30 minutes, just as YNW Bortlen explained. But in reality, law enforcement believe a different story happened, where YNW Bortlen drove this vehicle into the side parking lot and parked the vehicle for roughly 30 minutes. They believe that YNW Bortlen created a distraction inside of the car. Meanwhile, YNW Melly did the act towards Juvy and Sakchaser in the vehicle. The vehicle did in fact sit there for roughly 30 minutes. GPS evidence showed YNW Melly stepping out of the car, walking around it in a circle before hopping back in. The theory is Melly stepped out of the vehicle, used his own firearm towards it, making it appear as if they went through that drive-by that YNW Bortlen explained earlier. But after some time passed, YNW Bortlen drove Sakchaser and Juvy to the local hospital for medical attention. Meanwhile, YNW Melly sprinted home on foot down the street. Now here's where it gets very suspicious, as 3 hours after the incident, law enforcement noticed that YNW Melly revealed in his Instagram DMs a piece of concerning evidence. YNW Melly was having a conversation with a burner account on Instagram about what happened, as the passings of YNW Sakchaser and Juvy were starting to hit news headlines in that area. Complex reported a new piece of evidence stating, "There is one Instagram exchange that took place hours after the passings," which was obtained by Complex via a public records request. In it, YNW Melly's Instagram account sends a message saying, "I did that," in one message, followed then 2 minutes later by another message saying, "Shh." Now the timing of these Instagram DMs will be used by the state to make the case that those messages amount to an admission by YNW Melly of his own guilt. As one, why would YNW Melly not go to the hospital with his two best friends that sadly just passed in front of him? And two, why would YNW Melly respond to a random person on Instagram saying "I did that" when this is going on news headlines for a few hours? Due to that severe evidence being released, YNW Melly's trial has now been delayed several times. With YNW Melly in jail for the last 4 years straight, on September 30th, 2021, news outlets started reporting, and I quote, YNW Melly is being accused of teaming up with one of his lawyers to plot a prison escape. As the Broward County Jail where YNW Melly is currently locked up did an interview with Complex, where they mentioned in court on April 30th, 2022, Broward Sheriff's Office received a confidential tip regarding inmates Nicholas Lewis and Jamal Demons, both housed in the same unit at the main jail, planning an escape from jail by having Demon's attorney bring in 2 handcuff keys in order to aid the escape. Additional information provided by the source was that Lewis had an illegal item in jail, as well as narcotics that were not prescribed to him. As the statement continues by saying, jail authorities searched Lewis's jail cell after the tip, which came from another inmate. They found multiple illegal items and narcotics for which he did not have a prescription. YNW Melly's cell was also searched, but nothing was found except food from the commissary and an excessive amount of jail-issued clothing. Now, this all started when another inmate in YNW Melly's cell block overheard a conversation Melly was having with an inmate named Lewis. This inmate that snitched on YNW Melly and Lewis mentioned to the guards at the jail that they were planning an escape from the jail, which started with YNW Melly's lawyers sliding him a handcuff key during their next meeting. Now, YNW Melly's mom even reacted to this bold statement.
Okay, so I'm at work and I just seen this crazy story. First of all, this is just another tactic for them to try to literally just tarnish my son's character and everything. They do not want him having attorney visits in person, which will cause for ineffective counsel. So we went to court for that. And they took his phone calls and they have him locked down. They had no evidence whatsoever that his attorneys did anything wrong to prove these accusations, but they knew it would get picked up by the media. So when we get ready to pick a jury, hopefully within the next 2 weeks, it's going to be, oh, this kid tried to escape. Oh, this kid tried to do all these things. This is all fake because they do not have a case.
In the video, YNW Melly's mom mentions how the feds have absolutely no evidence against him. So this is the prosecutor's way to make him look bad in front of the jury, saying in court, oh, Melly's trying to escape jail. He is nothing but bad news. Now this makes sense as there has been back-to-back court cases of only positive things going for YNW Melly. As on July 6th, there was paperwork released revealing that YNW Melly is no longer facing the penalty within his case. This is a result of sloppy paperwork by the feds and court system, resulting in it being dropped. And then the next court hearing had reports of good defenses coming out from YNW Melly's side, just as 100K Track said during an interview with DJ Academics, where he had this to say.
He built a real great solid team away from just being innocent because he wouldn't do such a crime. He prepared himself and got a proper, defense. Their job is to handle themselves in trial, not on social media. You guys are taking it that way. If they say they got DNA in a car, I'm just gonna tell you, Melly DNA was found in the car. You're gonna think, yeah, his DNA was found in the car the day of the. Oh, he jumped in a car and his DNA was in the car. He did it, okay? But you're not gonna put the fact that this was his car for 6-7 months on those documents and dockets and just automatically be like, yo, he's fried. You don't even know what the defense is. You don't even know what the rebuttal is. You don't even know why that situation occurred. You hear ballistics flying. You don't know what the defense is. You hear this, you hear that. You get what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be honest.
If YNW Melly's defense team and lawyers have been doing as good as a job as sources are claiming, YNW Melly could be released from jail within the next 3 months, as the trial will be beginning this year. I'm very curious to know what you guys believe is going on. With Melly's case being on and off, do you believe he will beat this case and be released from jail? Leave a comment on it down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. It's been District Trending and I'm out. Peace.